Stranger Things has always felt like finding a dusty VHS tape in the attic, something you forgot you even had until you slide it in and let it play. The whole show leans into that kind of memory. It's overflowing with nostalgia in every single scene, and that's part of why I love it. It knows exactly what it's doing and what kind of emotions it wants to achieve. It's pulling straight from 80s movies, music, pop culture, and is packaging all of that into something that feels both familiar and fresh at the same time. I think the town of Hawkins might be the best example of this. Every shot of that place feels like a mashup of every small town from 80s movies or TV shows, like the quiet streets, the wood paneled basements, or the rundown arcades. Even the way the houses are lit at night reminds me of the kind of movies you'd rent at the video store and end up watching on a Friday night. It's not just set dressing, it feels like they dug up pieces of old memories and rebuilt them for the screen.
Indiana, Hawkins, a growing patriotic community, and a shining example of the American dream.
I mean, seriously, the whole show feels like a mashup of every single 80s movie and cliche imaginable, while at the same time doing its own thing and being extremely original. A lot of the night shots, for example, feel like they were inspired by plenty of horror movies of that decade, but you can also see a lot of early 90s inspiration here. There is a strong Twin Peaks and X-Files feeling in a lot of the episodes, and I'd argue that these two shows had the biggest impact on Stranger Things.
Nothing is what it seems.
Diane, 11:30 a.m., February 24th.
In a town like Twin Peaks, now available for the first time in a special edition DVD collection.
You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
This show probably wouldn't even exist without Twin Peaks and X-Files. Most people today don't realize just how influential those shows were and how much of modern pop culture, especially within the supernatural mystery genre, was shaped by them. And you can see that everywhere in Stranger Things, especially with how the show handles the slow build-up of its mystery in every season. It lets you guess what's going to happen and retains this trend that was started by Twin Peaks, where everyone would gather on Friday night with popcorn and cokes just to find out what happens next.
Whatever you do, don't go anywhere. Fine, Dad.
What's happening?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that mom was trying to bang her son.
Wait, the hot chick was Alex P. Keaton's mom?
I've heard of raising spirits from the dead by incantations, right? I did that by playing a record backwards.
These evil people have just got to be stopped.
What have you done to your stereo?
I wanted a new one.
Trick or Treat, rated R. Starts Friday, October 24th at theaters everywhere.
John Carpenter also clearly left a massive mark on Stranger Things because almost every shot feels like it could have been part of the Halloween franchise, The Thing, The Fog, or even Escape from New York. In fact, the first two seasons in particular clearly took a lot of inspiration from The Thing and The Fog.
Monumental discovery. An alien creature had frozen, but not to death.
Here's Johnny.
Gotta be fucking kidding.
This Carpenter atmosphere stretches throughout the whole show. There is always an antagonist or danger that is unseen and feels like an unstoppable force. It always reminds me of Michael Myers from the Halloween franchise, and you could say that there are some similarities between Vecna in season 4 and Michael Myers. Their characters have nothing in common, but there is this sense of danger that is unstoppable. Michael gets beat up, shot and burned, but he always gets back up, and he does so in a calm, emotionless way, which is what makes him so creepy because he doesn't scream, he doesn't insult or threaten you, he stays silent and just looks at you with his dead eyes and pale mask.
The night he came home, when the deepest fears are made real, when the darkest nightmares come true, when the most courageous soul cowers in the face of evil. First time on TV, the modern horror classic from John Carpenter. Parental discretion advised. This film contains elements of shock and suspense. And now, Halloween, you won't be watching it alone.
Even when he's stalking or unaliving someone, he does so without any emotions. Vecna clearly shows a lot more emotions and pleasure in chasing and taking out his victims, but he also has a Halloween-esque presence. And when he does get shot at the end of the season, that scene feels like it was ripped straight out of the first Halloween movie.
Jennifer, you've been chosen to get on the party line. It's the exciting way to meet people from all over the country. Just pick up the phone and call 1-809-544-CHAT. You can make new friends, chat with old ones, and maybe find that one really special friend 24 hours a day. Call 1-809-544-CHAT. That's 1-809-544-CHAT.
Season 3 and 4 are by far the ones that are overflowing with 80s nostalgia the most, and I think it's really interesting how the Duffer Brothers managed to mix horror, humor, action, mystery, and sci-fi in such an interesting way.
That's good. Just sure you don't care.
I don't. Why are you winking, Steve? Stop.
Steve! Aboard! Aboard!
Just speak louder.
I intercepted a secret Russian communication.
Jeez, shh. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought you said.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Erica Sinclair, who are you?
Murray Bauman.
Listen, Mr. Bumman.
I'm sorry, why is this 4-year-old speaking to me?
I'm 10, you bald bastard.
Erica!
Just the facts.
She's right.
Everywhere down the loins, right? Come on, ladies, show me what you got.
Slow now.
I mean seriously, one moment season 3 has characters that are literally a direct reference to the Terminator, and the next you see Lovecraftian monsters destroy neon-drenched malls. Not many shows or movies, especially modern ones, are able to mix so many different genres and themes and end up with a high-quality product.
I'm not a cop.
Yeah, no shit, Khrushchev.
Shit! Don't look at them. At me.
They wait on handguns, but the rifles you can take right now. You can't do that.
Wrong. Because you're a policeman. Policemen have rules.
Oh, yeah.
You won't hurt me.
Oh, yeah? Why not?
Because you're a policeman. There are rules for policemen.
Coming soon on cable, your stereo and TV unite to bring you video music in stereo 24 hours a day. MTV Music Television in stereo. You'll never look at music the same way again.
The music in Stranger Things is just as important as all the 80s Easter eggs, the story or character building, in my opinion. Every season is filled with an amazing soundtrack, be it the show's own or licensed songs from the 70s and 80s. And I feel like this mix of original and licensed music makes it stand out so much because both are carefully curated. The show knows when to play its own soundtrack and when a scene should be drenched in 80s new wave and pop. The music in general is where the nostalgia hits me the hardest. The synth score feels like it could have been pulled from a Carpenter film or some forgotten B-movie soundtrack. And I mean that in the best way possible. It hums under everything and makes the show feel alive in a way most modern TV doesn't. And these tracks don't just play in the background, they attach themselves to the characters, so now when I hear those songs outside of the show, they pull me right back into Hawkins. It's like the music rewired my brain, where now instead of connecting them to the real 80s, I think of the fake version created in the show and my mind jumps to Hawkins. It gives me fake nostalgia similar to how I experienced it by playing GTA Vice City, because I never grew up or experienced the 80s, and I know that a big chunk of the show's fan base hasn't been around in that decade either. And yet I feel like in a strange, distant way, I did experience the 80s through stuff like Stranger Things or Vice City.
In our world of endless imagination, anything can happen. And those of you who wear Levi's jeans know what I'm talking about. Because anywhere our minds can go, we can follow too. Go ahead, chase a dream. In Levi's jeans.
Is how the show borrows from old stories without being ashamed of it. I see the Goonies and the group of kids on bikes and Stand By Me. I see E.T. in the way Eleven first shows up. I see bits of King, Carpenter, and Romero stitched all over the place. And instead of feeling like cheap copy and paste, it feels like someone going back to their old tape collection and saying, these were the stories that shaped me and I want to share them again. And honestly, this gives the nostalgia weight.
Proton Blaster.
The brave, the best, the only Ghostbusters. Starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, and Rick Moranis. Ghostbusters, coming to save the world this summer.
The spirit of Stephen King definitely haunts the show because his books, especially those that came out in the 70s and 80s, all feel like Stranger Things material. Even the characters feel wrapped up in this nostalgia, the kids with their walkie-talkies in D&D sessions, the teenagers with their mall jobs and mixtapes, and the parents who don't always know what's going on until it's too late. I think part of why it works is because those roles are so familiar. They're the archetypes from the movies and TV shows that were popular back then, but with just enough twists to make them feel fresh and original again.
Let's coin up. Enter the world of the Dragon's Lair. It's big news at most arcades these days because of its unique action. The screen transforms into another dimension, and the player controls the fate of a real character whose quest is to slay the dragon.
She's incredible. She's Mad Max.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
It's also interesting just how much D&D shapes a lot of the themes and elements of the show. Every monster or supernatural occurrence is explained with D&D lore. If you think about it, we don't really know how these supernatural and otherworldly creatures are actually called. To me, Stranger Things leans so heavily on nostalgia because it understands how powerful memory can be. It's not just about making Hawkins look like the 80s or like the typical Stephen King small town that has to deal with scary stuff at every turn.
For some, it's the last real taste of innocence.
I'm never gonna get out of this town, am I, Gory? You can do anything you want, man.
And the first real taste of life.
This is really a good time. It must. A blast.
But for everyone, it's the time that memories are made of.
So darling, stand by me.
It's about how the show makes you feel when you see it. The neon glow, the sound of bikes cutting through a quiet neighborhood, or the buzz of an arcade machine. Those details stick in your head because they remind you of something, even if you didn't live through it. The show makes you believe you did. That's why Stranger Things feels so special to me, like an actual VHS tape from 1984. When I watch it, it doesn't feel like just another show that I'm binging. It's like rewinding an old tape from the 80s that somehow has all the best parts of the decade spliced into one story. A little messy, a little over the top, but packed with the kind of atmosphere that keeps you coming back. In my opinion, that's the real magic of it. It leans on nostalgia instead of dragging it down. It makes the whole thing timeless.
Starcourt Mall is one of the finest shopping facilities in America and beyond. So come on down. And remember, Starcourt Mall has it all.
Starcourt is an all-American subsidiary of Starcourt Industries and International Enterprise.